You're listening to God's Modern Day Millionaires Daily Devotional for busy marketplace leaders around the world. Day 51. Focus on your future and not your past. Our devotional today begins in Genesis chapter 13, verse 10 through 18, with Abram, better known as Abraham, and Lot separating. Verse 11 says that Lot chose a fertile and more prosperous looking land. Lot chose that land for himself, the Jordan Valley to the east of them. He went there with his flocks and servants and parted company with his uncle Abram. As Abram stayed in Canaan, his nephew Lot went east into a wicked city named Sodom. After Lot left, the Bible says that Abraham had a visitation from the Lord. And here's what the Lord said to him. Lift up your eyes and look from the place where you are, north and southward, and eastward and westward. Then verse 15 through 18 says, I'm going to give all this land to you and your offsprings as a permanent possession. And I'm going to give you so many descendants that, like dust, they cannot be counted. Take a walk in every direction and explore the new possessions I'm giving to you. Verse 18 says, Then Abram moved his camp to the oak grove owned by Mamre, which is at Hebron. There he built an altar to the Lord. Now picture this with me. Just around the time Abram separated from his nephew Lot after surrendering the land that the Lord had earlier promised to give him. Probably feeling a little discouraged because he loved his nephew Lot, probably had great plans for him. And Abram was very wealthy and full of faith. And the Bible talks about how he continued to show that he was also an aristocrat and a gentleman and even a man of humility. Listen to me, my friend. You may also feel a little discouraged today because of decisions you've had to make. Maybe the decisions you were not of your own choosing, or maybe because you felt as though it wasn't fair to you. Well, listen to what the Lord said to Abram. Lift up your eyes, and I say this to you today, look to the place where you are. In other words, do not be discouraged or dismayed. Take your eyes off of your disappointments. Take your eyes off of your past mistakes. Take your eyes off of the rejection, the abandonment, the bad decisions of the past, and the past loss. Take your eyes off of those who are no longer with you. Lift up your eyes. Get a greater vision for your future. Get a greater vision for yourself. Your future is going to be greater than your past. Even when you thought you would do some things and it didn't turn out the way you thought, let it go. Focus your mind on who God is. He is greater than your problems. He's greater than your past failures, your sorrows, your hurt, your pain. He is greater than what others think of you. I want you to know the Lord will not abandon you as you move on. It's time for you to be the best version of yourself that you can be. It's time to discover the real possibilities that's hidden within you. Psychologist tells us that whenever a person takes his mind off of his failure and focuses on meditates on the future, then that's exactly what he'll become. Remember, Proverbs 18:21 says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Joshua 1:8 says, this book of the law shall not depart out of my mouth, but in it I shall meditate both day and night, and observe to do according to all that is written in it. Then I shall make my way prosperous and shall have good success. If you focus on the negative, then that is exactly what you're going to have. But according to Joshua 1:8, if you meditate on what God says in his word about you, and you will make your way prosperous and you'll have great success. So as Abraham had a visitation from the Lord, the Bible says he moved his camp to the plain of Mamre in the land of Hebron. Just like Abram, we also must do exactly what the Lord has said to do and move on. Abram could have sulked and complained. He could have acted like a victim instead of having the victory. Abraham began seeing himself successful. He got a larger vision of his future and himself. He remained focused, faithful, fruitful, and fortified, meaning productive. Also, he walked in the fruit of the Spirit to be fruitful, and he was fortified, meaning he was a man of unending prayer. The Bible says Abram moved into the land of Hebron. The word Hebron symbolizes focused concentration on successful and abundant ideas, while Mamre means abundant and creative ideas.